it's important, right?
Thank you. This is going back to the discussion we've been wanting to have about parking meters and parking in downtown Jackson. We had started that discussion a couple of months ago, and it's sort of been sitting since we had that last discussion about it. I think we've had some thoughts about, folks have reached out to us about doing a public-private partnerships, contracting ourselves to do it, and I just wanted to, since we are having some time to discuss, why don't we see what people feel about parking meters? Since we have Mr. Allen here, if you want to chime in about how Downtown Partners feels about parking meters.
Sure.
We were having a discussion about parking meters and parking in downtown Jackson, the discussion item. And since we have you here, I think Councilman Hendricks was thinking we could get your thoughts about parking meters or where the city should go.
My thoughts about parking meters?
Yes, sir.
Well, we ought to do one of two things. Get parking. We did a parking study here. Y'all know that?
Mm-hmm.
And the city was losing, I can't remember the figure, $300,000 a year. And around the country, there are companies that do this for a living. Well, that's what they do. You take New Orleans. And we need to not have parking meters like Nashville. We need to have parking meters where you go there's a kiosk, you slip your card, you get a slip of paper, you stick it on your windshield, and you move on. We're losing a fortune. Probably shouldn't say this on the record, but I park in front of my office almost every day. I ain't got 2 tickets in 4 years. I'll probably get one tomorrow. But I want. Am I answering your question?
Can I get a copy of that?
Here is this again. This is not new to Jackson. New to the world. It's new to Jackson. We need to, in my own opinion, we've got parking companies that do this for a living. Privatize it, or if the city wants to do it, we're spending more money on meter maids than our income.
Right. And I know Councilman Swift raised this issue as well. Even at the point of purchasing a meter, if you have a block with no meter, purchase one, and as revenue comes in, purchase 2, purchase 3. Even the centralized kiosk, like you talk about, where you have one kiosk on the whole block, and you just walk in that kiosk, do your business, and put it in your window, and move forward.
Yes, sir. Plus, you have got an individual standing there for 10 minutes filling out one ticket.
Right.
You've got a credit card receipt in the computer. They don't have to write anything up. They just send them a ticket.
So, the discussion should move towards something like that. I would really appreciate Mr. Swift, your comments on that.
Ron, I think it's a thing where we can really, with probably hardly any cost, improve the customer experience in coming downtown, or the citizens or visitors' experience in coming downtown with park meters that actually work. It can, it can generate positive revenue, actually earnings for the city of Jackson, which right now my guess is we're losing $200,000 to $300,000 a year. So I think there's some easy or some reasonable solutions to this. Outsourcing is one possibility. There's several companies that do that sort of thing. They can come and make a proposal to us. So I think there's better customer experience, more revenue for the city of Jackson, less complaints or whatever from people who get frustrated by broken parking meters or tickets that they didn't think they deserved, whatever. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to do something constructive that will be perceived as a step forward for Jackson. One of the things that has changed since the last time we went to the parking meter, since the version we've got right now, is technology has really improved that makes these things more efficient, because you can hook up your parking meter and have a solar panel there, or have a wireless network, so it's all connected together. When the people run their credit card through it, the money goes into the city coffers and doesn't have to be retrieved out of the parking meter itself. So there's a lot of things that have made this much more functional and more efficient in 2015 than it was 5-6 years ago.
Ms. Vice President?
Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I agree. I think all of us up here agree, especially where we are now. financially. I think it just makes sense for us to identify revenue generating projects for the city. I think this is definitely one of them. Excuse me. So if we could ask legal, what steps are possible for city council to take on the legislative side to encourage the administration to move forward on at least taking a hard look at this? Could we do a resolution from the council to request the administration to do an RFP? I mean, what steps do we have? Do we have any options?
Mr. Kristen Blanchard, Office of the City Attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
If I understand you correctly, your goal is to encourage the administration to execute, enter into an agreement related to the parking.
Well, at least to request proposals to see if there are options available for the city to take that are beneficial to the city. Because we can't make the administration do anything, right? But we can, from the council side, issue a resolution.
A resolution strongly encouraging the administration to pursue that issue that what you just mentioned.
Right, I mean, I think, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair.
The best thing we could do is appropriate funds in that line item for that function and what the administration does with those funds. That's the biggest thing we can do is provide the money to make an investment like that.
Yes, sir. And Chairman Stevens, I definitely agree with you. But in the proposals that we've seen in other cities, specifically with public-private partnerships, cities have not been requested or forced to put up any funds in these particular projects. So, you know, I think we have to see what the funding structure would be and the revenue generating structure would be. But if you look at, you know, cities like New Orleans and other cities, to enter P3 agreements, then the city wasn't requested or asked to put up any funds for parking meters. And it all depends on what structure we would like to see from the city. From the city side, that's why I think it's important for us to look at RFPs from different companies, and then the administration can go through this process of identifying which proposal is best, and then they can recommend it to the city council. We just go through our process.
Yeah, I would say as far as us making, whether it might be a resolution, would be to make a motion to upgrade the city's parking meter technology to reflect what's available in the marketplace today, to include, that allows for credit cards and other methods of payment. As to how to pay for it, that really comes down, the vendors can present us with an option where we put some of the CapEx up on the front end, or they can put it up front and then finance it through disbursement, giving us less disbursements, but covering the CapEx themselves. We could choose from those options, but the main thing would be to upgrade to the technology that's available in the marketplace today.
Yes, sir, I agree. And could our policy analysts work with legal? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, any further things about this item? I do want to get to Mr. Foote's item, that's item number 26.
I don't have the sheet for something.
Just the resolution. Okay. About the effects of putting the